Hey guys, Erin here, dropping in to give you this week's astrological update. The first thing I want to mention here is we're going to be having the first full moon of summer coming up here. This full moon is taking place in the sign of Capricorn on Monday, July 3rd. It peaks at 4:38 a.m. Pacific time. And so as with any full moon, this is the peak of a growth cycle, okay? And the growth cycle is related to the zodiac sign that the moon is in. So this will be the growth cycle related to the sign of Capricorn. This would be a good time to be thinking about how have you grown in ways that are related to this sign of Capricorn. The sign of Capricorn is what we call the cardinal, meaning forceful earth sign. All the earth signs tend to be good at taking care of their earthly responsibilities, going to work. The sign of Capricorn is actually the sign of ambition. Okay, this is a sign that has a very strong tendency to make its way to the top. In fact, it's most commonly represented by the mountain goat. The mountain goat, the sure-footed animal who makes his way to the top of the mountain and is on top like a boss. Okay, so of course, we all experience as a collective, but of course, it's also very unique to each and every one of us. And so much of this depends on your own natal chart. Which house in your natal chart does the sign of Capricorn come through? Could be coming through your house of career, your house of relationships, your house of physical health, your house of spiritual health, your house of money, your house of career. There's all these different areas of your life that it could be coming through. And of course, it can apply it to our natal chart and see exactly what area of our life is most affected by this full moon. But more importantly, as soon as that moon starts to wane, so if it peaks at 4:38 a.m. Pacific time on Monday, July 3rd, then by 4:39, that moon is starting to wane. It's starting to get smaller. So that's the time to let go of what's not serving you that is related to this sign of Capricorn. Is there something you've been working on, something you've been trying to build up? Maybe it involves career or whatever it is related to. Is if there's something that's not working for you in that situation, as soon as this moon begins to wane, that's the time to let this go. Let the things go that are not serving what you are trying to build. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to mention is a big deal, and it's actually not until July 17th, but I wanted to give you guys as much advance notice as I could think that would be practical. Is on July 17th. First of all, we'll be having a new moon in the sign of Cancer on July 17th. That's exciting. But moreover, the South and North Lunar Node are going to be changing zodiac signs for the first time since January of 2022. Now, if you don't know what these nodes are, I do highly recommend learning about them. To me, they are so incredibly significant. These nodes are what make eclipses happen. Okay. And in ancient astrology, these nodes are said to be more powerful than even the sun and the moon. Okay. They're actually what swallow up the sun and the moon when we have an eclipse. Okay. The North Node, these are nodes that sit on the moon's ecliptic, and they do go around the zodiac. Okay. The North Node is where celestial energy comes in. The South Node is where celestial energy goes out. Sometimes these nodes are referred to as the dragon's head, which is the North Node where things go in, and the dragon's tail, the South Node, where energy goes out. Okay, so what this means is the North Node is moving from the sign of Taurus into the sign of Aries. The South Node is moving from the sign of Scorpio into the sign of Libra. Okay, now just think about this for a minute here. So the North Node's been going to the sign of Taurus since January of 2022. Well, guess what? The sign of Taurus is the sign of money, okay? Material possessions and value systems. Well, look at what's happened with our banking systems, our monetary systems, and things moving into digital currencies and all sorts of stuff going on with banks that are, it's secretive stuff going on. That's all been highly activated by that North Node going through the sign of Taurus. Well, that's about to change. Not to say that the financial system is going to calm down, but that North Node triggered all that stuff. We've got other stuff going on. I do feel like the monetary system is going to start to settle down over these next 4 years while we have Uranus finishing up in Taurus. But regardless, more focusing just on these nodes for a minute here. Every single Taurus who I know, every single Taurus who I have given a reading to or is in my family or is a friend over the last year and a half has had some very wild stuff going on because that North Node, the dragon's head, has been bringing celestial energy in, and sometimes it doesn't flow so gracefully, okay? So this North Node, the dragon's head, is going to move into the sign of Aries, which Aries is the forceful fire sign. This is the sign of aggression, the sign of war, okay? That I'm not suggesting there's going to be a war starting, who knows? But that North Node is moving into the sign of Aries for all of us. This is a very aggressive energy. The South Node, where energy goes out, that's moving into the sign of Libra. Libra is the sign of justice and fairness and balance and relationships and partnerships of all kinds, okay? So that is where the drain point, the South Node, is going to be going through. We're all going to be experiencing these nodes lighting up that sign of aggression and taking energy out through the sign of fairness from starting in July 17th all the way until January of 2025, okay? Now, this is a big deal. If there's one thing that I recommend you understand about your natal chart right now, it is where in your natal chart does the sign of Aries and the sign of Libra come through? Because those two areas of your life are about to be heavily activated. Again, this could be coming through any house in your natal chart. It could be coming through your house of self and your house of relationships. There might be a loss of a relationship. There could be a new relationship that comes in if it's the other way around. I'm talking about for each of us as individuals. This could involve a new home coming in, but an old career going out. This could be a new career coming in, but an old house going out. There's all these different areas of your life that this stuff could be activating. And it is definitely my strongest recommendation to at least just get familiar with where that sign of Aries and where the sign of Libra are in your own natal chart. Now, if you'd like to do this with me, if you'd like to schedule a reading with me, you can schedule through the East West website, which is eastwestbooks.org. When you go to that website, right on the top there, there's a link that says Readers and Healers. If you click there, it's very self-explanatory. You can see how to schedule a reading with any of the readers and healers that East West has to offer. I do hope to hear from some of you. And until next time, namaste to all of you.